You ever read a comic that feels like the calm before the storm, only to realize the calm is four mutant turtles fist fighting a chimera in front of a courthouse? Yeah, that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 12. I don't know why I even brought the calm before the storm because there's nothing calm about this. This issue is absolute chaos in the best way possible. We've got mutants, rats, magic, resurrection rituals, and what might be one of the most emotional endings of the entire run. But more than that, this is the turning point issue. The one where the brothers finally stop tearing each other apart and start acting like, well, brothers again. So today we're breaking down Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 12 from IDW. So the last issue ended on a certified nightmare. We have District Attorney Hao getting mutated by Karai into this grotesque multi-limbed chimera monster, and this issue picks up right in the thick of that chaos. So District Attorney Hao, who's already a huge jerk, has now been transformed into this grotesque animal chimera nightmare thanks to Karai. Basically, imagine if the Fly had a threesome with a lobster and a ram. That's what this guy looks like. And as for our heroes, they're not doing so hot. They're being smashed, clamped, and even tongued. And when I say tongued, I don't mean tongued in a good way. This thing is basically a walking horror show, which is perfect because we're just a couple of days away from Halloween. But yeah, things are going bad. We even have Albert Wesker over here showing up to help. He empties his gun into Hal, and the bullets just ping off of him like pellets. So they are just completely outmatched. Then we get this generally eerie moment where Hal lifts Donnie up and his monstrous face flickers back to his human form for just a second. And we see like his eyes widen, they're terrified, and he just begs for help. He's pleading for the turtles to help him before the face morphs back into the creature. So yeah, you can tell that there's still a man trapped somewhere inside that thing screaming to get out, which is just horrifying to think about in a body horror kind of way. Then just as things are about to go completely south for the turtles, the ground starts rumbling, and then we get rats, just hundreds of them. Huge tidal wave of rats flood the streets and start swarming Hal. And if you've been following the series, you know exactly what this means. Master Splinter might not entirely be gone. So the rats give the turtles just enough time to regroup. Donnie tells them they have to stand together. Ralph's immediately like, we've been doing that, genius. Which, fair point. The team up speeches kind of hit different when you've already done this constant back and forth for multiple issues now. Thankfully, Donnie clarifies. He's talking about standing together in spirit. Which, okay, that's actually a nice moment, especially since for the past 11 issues, these guys have been bickering like four kids in the back seat of a long road trip. And of course, Raph says, no, we ain't winning this fight by holding hands and sharing our feelings. And I'll be honest, for a second, I groaned. I thought, oh no, we're not doing this again, are we? For 12 issues, we've watched this team work together, fracture, make up, and break apart again. It was starting to feel like a broken record. I've complained about this in previous videos. But this time it's different. This is the culmination, the moment they finally truly listen. They stop bickering, they sync up, and they fight as one unit. It's awesome. They use their individual skills, not just in sequence, but in concert, and they finally take down the monstrous Hal. And the victory is huge. The city is saved. Casey wakes up from his coma. Hal is imprisoned. And the public, for the first time in this series, sees the turtles as the heroes that they are. And the brothers are finally a team again. The constant grating animosity is gone, replaced by the classic brotherly banter we know and love. But the emotional core of this issue isn't the big monster fight. It's what happens next back in the sewers. So the brothers stand over the body of a rat, and it's not just any rat, it's the rat. The one that Donnie has been carrying around since the start of this series, believing it to be Master Splinter. They realize that while they heard his voice guiding them earlier, he's since gone silent. Donnie believes Splinter is trapped between life and death, and they need to guide him home. When Raph asks, you mean bring him back to life? Donnie kind of gives this, in my opinion, beautifully zen response. He says, we can show him the way, but he'll have to decide the rest on his own. So the turtles begin meditating. They're focusing every ounce of energy, body, and soul into this ritual. Green light swirls around them. The rat corpse rises into the air, and out of it, we see him, Splinter. His spirit flickers in the glow. He tries to speak, but they can't hear him. Then, a surge of energy explodes through the room, knocking them all back, and the rat corpse bursts into flames and burns into ash. Donnie kneels beside it, and he tells his brothers, I guess he didn't want to come back. He's with Mother now. There's no Foot Clan, no more fighting. We should leave him to enjoy it. And it's one of those moments that really hits you, not because it's sad, but because it feels earned. Splinter's story, his endless battles, his sacrifices, maybe this is finally his piece. It's a somber, beautiful, and seemingly perfect ending. Splinter at peace, the brothers are united, the city loves them, the story's over, right? Wrong. You read enough Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know peace never lasts long, because right when everything feels resolved, the book throws a grenade into the narrative. So I won't spoil the final pages here, but it's generally one of those moments that's best experienced blind. Let's just say that everything you think you know about where the series is headed gets completely flipped onto its head. It's one of those cliffhangers that makes you close the comic, stare at the cover, and just go, wait, what just happened? It's that good. Now let's talk about the issue itself, because there's a lot to unpack here. First off, the artwork is stellar. Every punch, every moment, every emotional beat, it's all elevated by how expressive the art is. Even the coloring is top tier, and I freaking love the designs for the turtles here. The pacing is spot on. This issue doesn't waste a single panel. It goes from pure chaos to emotional recovery to metaphysical heartbreak to holy cow, that ending, all in like 20 something pages. It just absolutely works. Now, let's talk about what didn't work. If I had one critique, it's the repetition with the turtles' dynamics. Like, we had 12 issues of we must work together. No, we don't. Yes, we do. And at this point, you're just kind of like, guys, just hug it out already. Let's get this over with. Thankfully, this issue does that. We finally seem to end that cycle. The banter between them now just feels natural, like real brotherly teasing instead of full-on conflict. That would be my one critique, and it's not even really a critique because it gets fixed in this issue. I also like that Donnie takes the center stage here. He's been the brains of the group forever, but this issue kind of gives him heart. You can tell how much Splinter's loss has affected him. I mean, he's literally gone crazy because of it. And you can see how desperate he is to fix things that, you know what, maybe just can't be fixed. And now that the Hal arc is officially wrapped up, it's clear we're heading into something way bigger. So Karai's been dipping into the dark arts, experimenting with magic, and that thread is far from over. We're starting to see hints of how that's going to reshape this series going forward. We're going to be mixing the grounded street level ninja stuff that we've seen for the most part in this series, and we're now going to go into the whole mystical side of things. And again, like that ending, the cliffhanger alone is kind of worth the issue in my opinion. It's one of those rare times where a story generally surprises me without feeling cheap. So yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 12. It's not just another monster fight. It's the emotional reset the series needed. It gives closure to the brothers, and it sets up something huge for what's next. Art is great, writing is tight, and if the next arc really dives into Karai's magic storyline, we might be looking at one of the best Ninja Turtle runs that I've got to experience in the past few years. So yeah, what do you think of this issue? For those of you that read it, what are your thoughts on that ending? Did you see that cliffhanger coming? Anyways, drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your theories about where you think the series is headed next, and just what your thoughts are in the series in general so far. And hope you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell for notification. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.